The empire
Of
trust. Imagine walking through a normal day without realizing that one company is quietly present in almost every moment of your life. You wake up and prepare a cup of Tata tea or Tetley. You wear a Titan watch before leaving home. You unlock your Tata Motors car or book a ride in one. You make payments through financial institutions connected to Tata. You work for a multinational company that depends on Tata consultancy services. You stay in a Taj hotel during your vacation. You buy jewelry from Tanishq for someone special. You purchase Tata salt from your neighborhood store without giving it a second thought. By the time your day ends, one business group has influenced your life more times than you ever imagined. But here's the fascinating part. This isn't just another multinational corporation chasing profits. This is a company whose history is built on something far more valuable than money. It is built on trust. For more than 150 years, the Tata name has represented honesty, quality, responsibility, innovation, and service to society. While companies across the world measured success by quarterly profits, Tata measured success by asking a different question. Will this decision improve people's lives? That single philosophy would transform a small trading business into one of the world's most respected business empires. Today, the Tata Group operates in more than 100 countries across 6 continents. Its companies work in steel, software, automobiles, power, chemicals, hotels, aviation, consumer products, electronics, financial services, retail, healthcare, telecommunications, renewable energy, infrastructure, aerospace, defense, education, and many more industries. Few business groups anywhere in the world have expanded across so many sectors while maintaining the same reputation for trust. But none of this existed in the beginning. India before Tata. To understand Tata, we must first travel back to India in the 19th century. The year is 1868. India is still under British rule. Most industries belong to foreign businesses. Manufacturing, trade, shipping, steel, engineering, and infrastructure are controlled by British companies. Indian entrepreneurs have very limited opportunities. Many people believe an Indian business can never compete with European industries. The country imports products that it should have been producing itself. Opportunities exist, but confidence does not. Then comes a young businessman from a Parsi family in Gujarat. His name is Jamshedji Nisarwanji Tata. Unlike many businessmen of his generation, Jamshedji does not dream of becoming the richest man in India. Instead, he dreams of building industries that India has never seen before. He believes the economic independence begins with industrial independence. He wants India to manufacture, innovate, educate, and compete with the greatest nations in the world. Most people see obstacles. Jamshedji sees opportunity. That difference changes history. The first step. In 1868, at the age of just 29, Jamshedji establishes a trading company with a capital of approximately 21,000 rupees. By today's standards, it is a modest beginning. There are no massive factories, no luxury hotels, no steel plants, and certainly no billion-dollar corporations. There is only one entrepreneur with an extraordinary vision. During his early years, Jamshedji trades cotton, silk, tea, and other commodities. These experiences teach him how international markets work, how businesses negotiate, and how industries create wealth. Instead of chasing quick profits, he studies every successful industrial nation and asks himself a simple question: why can't India do the same? That question becomes the foundation of everything he builds afterward. The first big gamble. Most entrepreneurs prefer safety. Jamshedji prefers conviction. Instead of opening a textile mill in Bombay, the country's largest textile center, he chooses Nagpur. Almost everyone believes it is the wrong decision. Investors question him. Competitors laugh at him. Experts say he's making a mistake. But Jamshedji sees something nobody else notices. Nagpur is located closer to cotton-growing regions. Transportation costs are lower. Future expansion is easier. His decision is based not on popularity, but on long-term thinking. The Empress Mills become one of India's finest textile mills. But Jamshedji's greatest innovation isn't machinery. It's humanity. Years before labor laws become common, he introduces employee welfare measures, cleaner working conditions, accident compensation, pension systems, and facilities designed to improve workers' lives. At a time when employees are treated as replaceable labor across much of the industrial world, Jamshedji believes a successful company should first respect the people who build it. More than a century later, this philosophy still shapes the Tata culture. The Four Impossible Dreams. As his textile business grows, Jamshedji begins talking about four ambitious dreams. Most people think he has lost touch with reality. His first dream is to build India's own steel industry. His second dream is to generate hydroelectric power that can fuel industrial growth. His third dream is to establish a world-class scientific research institution where Indian students can become scientists, engineers, and innovators. His fourth dream is to build a luxury hotel that proves India can match the finest hotels anywhere in the world. Think about that for a moment. During British rule, when India is still developing its industrial identity, one entrepreneur is already thinking about steel, electricity, scientific research, and global hospitality. These aren't business ideas, they are nation-building ideas. The hotel that shocked the world. One story has been told for generations. It is often said that Jamshedji Tata decided to build the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel after experiencing discrimination at a European-owned hotel that refused Indian guests. While historians debate whether that specific incident happened exactly as described, one thing is certain. Jamshedji wanted India to have a hotel that could compete with the best in the world. When the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel opened in Bombay in 1903, it wasn't simply another luxury hotel. It represented confidence. It represented dignity. It represented a message to the world. India could build something extraordinary. The hotel introduced modern facilities that were considered remarkable for its time. Visitors from across the world admired its architecture, luxury, and service. More than a century later, the Taj remains one of India's most recognizable landmarks and one of the world's great hotels. A legacy beyond one lifetime. Jamsharas. Jamchata Ja Yor not live long enough to see many of his greatest dreams become reality. He passed away in 1904, but remarkable leaders are often remembered not for what they complete, but for what they inspire others to continue. The steel plant he imagined would eventually become Tata Steel. The scientific institution he envisioned would contribute to India's research ecosystem. The hydroelectric projects he dreamed about would help power industries. The values he established would guide every generation of Tata leadership. He left behind something far more valuable than money. He left behind a philosophy. A company should exist not merely to generate profits, but to improve society while creating sustainable businesses. That philosophy would soon be tested by wars, economic crises, fierce competition, changing governments, technological revolutions, and global expansion. Yet, somehow, through every challenge, the Tata name continued to grow stronger. The small trading company founded in 1868 was about to begin one of the greatest business journeys in history. And that journey was only getting started. The steel dream. After Jamshedji Tata passed away in 1904, many believed his ambitious dreams would disappear with him. Building a steel plant in India seemed impossible. At that time, the global steel industry was dominated by powerful Western nations, and many experts argued that India lacked the resources, technology, and industrial capability to compete. But the Tata family had no intention of letting Jamshedji's vision die. They believed the greatest tribute they could pay him was to complete the dreams he had left unfinished. After years of geological surveys, engineering studies, and relentless determination, Tata Iron and Steel Company was founded in 1907. Today, the world knows it as Tata Steel. It wasn't simply another manufacturing company. It was a declaration that India was capable of building world-class industries on its own. The early years were anything but easy. Machinery had to be imported, infrastructure had to be built from scratch, and every delay increased costs. Investors questioned whether such a massive project would ever become profitable. Yet the leadership remained focused on the long-term vision rather than short-term obstacles. As production increased, Tata Steel supplied the steel that helped build India's railways, bridges, factories, ports, and industrial infrastructure. During times of war and economic uncertainty, the company proved that Indian manufacturing could compete with the world's best. The SEAL dream that once seemed impossible had become the foundation of modern India's industrial growth. The city that business built. Most companies build factories. Tata built an entire city. Around the steel plant, the company developed a carefully planned township that would later be named Jamshedpur in honor of Jamshedji Tata. Wide roads, schools, hospitals, parks, housing colonies, sports facilities, clean drinking water, and modern sanitation systems were introduced long before such planning became common in industrial towns. The philosophy was simple. A successful business should improve the lives of the people who make its success possible. Employees weren't treated as numbers on a payroll, they were treated as families whose well-being mattered. This people-first approach created loyalty, productivity, and a corporate culture that would become one of the Tata Group's greatest strengths. Even today, Jamshedpur remains one of India's finest examples of industrial city planning. A leader WHO gave India wings. As India moved into a new era, another visionary leader emerged. Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata, better known as JRD Tata, would become one of the most respected industrialists in Indian history. JRD believed India should never be satisfied with following the world. It should compete with the world. His passion for aviation began at a young age. He became one of India's first licensed pilots and believed that aviation would transform communication, trade, and travel. In 1932, he personally flew the first commercial mail flight between Karachi and Bombay. That single journey marked the birth of Tata Airlines. What began as a small aviation business gradually evolved into Air India, one of the country's most recognizable airlines. Although the airline was nationalized by the Government of India in 1953, JRD continued to play an important role in its development for many years. Decades later, in one of the most remarkable moments in Indian corporate history, Air India returned to the Tata Group, bringing the story full circle. Expanding beyond steel. While aviation captured public attention, Tata quietly continued expanding into industries that would shape India's future. Electricity became Tata Power. Chemicals became Tata Chemicals. Luxury hospitality expanded through the Indian Hotels Company and the Taj Hotels. Engineering projects grew through Tata Projects. Consumer products entered millions of households. Financial services helped businesses and families. Every expansion was carefully planned. The group didn't enter industries simply because they were profitable. It entered industries where it believed it could create long-term value for customers and the country. This disciplined approach reduced dependence on any single business and allowed the Tata Group to grow into one of the world's most diversified business organizations. From steel to software. As the 20th century progressed, another revolution began changing the world. Computers. Many traditional industrial companies ignored the growing importance of information technology. The Tata Group saw opportunity. In 1968, Tata Consultancy Services, better known as TCS, was established. At that time, very few people imagined that software would one day become one of the world's most valuable industries. Computers were expensive, programming was highly specialized, and digital transformation was still decades away. TCS started by helping businesses solve technology problems. Over time, it expanded into banking, healthcare, insurance, retail, manufacturing, telecommunications, logistics, government services, aviation, pharmaceuticals, and countless other industries. As globalization accelerated, TCS expanded into North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. It became one of India's most successful technology companies and played a major role in establishing the country's global reputation in software and IT services. Today, TCS serves some of the world's largest corporations and continues to lead in cloud computing, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, enterprise software, consulting, and digital transformation. For the Tata Group, software became just as important as steel. touching every home. The Tata Group didn't limit itself to industries. It became part of everyday life. Tata Motors built trucks, buses, passenger vehicles, defense vehicles, and later electric cars that transformed urban mobility. Titan changed the watch industry and later revolutionized India's jewelry market through Tanishq, creating one of the country's most trusted jewelry brands. Tata Consumer Products expanded with Tata Tea, Tetley, Tata Coffee, Himalayan Natural Mineral Water, Tata Sampann, and Tata Salt, a brand that became a household name across India. Tata Communications connected businesses across continents. Tata Capital expanded financial services. Tata Advanced Systems entered aerospace and defense. Tata Electronics began investing in advanced electronics and semiconductor manufacturing, preparing the group for the technologies of the future. From the food people eat to the software businesses use, from the vehicles on the road to the hotels that welcome travelers, the Tata name quietly became woven into everyday life. By the end of the 20th century, the Tata Group had become one of India's largest business empires. But one question remained. Could an Indian business group compete successfully with the world's biggest corporations? Many believed the answer was no. One man believed the answer was yes. His name was Ratan Tata, and under his leadership, the Tata Group was about to enter its boldest and most ambitious chapter.